Welcome,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, and matriarchs, joyous ascensions, Rahubat, Hotep, all other things that we say when we get up to go out and heal the day, move chaos out the way. I got poetic greatness with me, and she hanging. She is definitely, if you want to call her the queen, she's the queen. Okay, you want to call her the goddess, she the goddess. You want to call her the mama, she the mama. You know,
All that.
she wearing all them hats, crowns, scarves. What you ain't wearing? Come on, tell us all about it.
Look, that might be the easier thing is what we not wearing now. But I am Sharita Renee, the owner of Poetic Greatness by Sharita Renee, as well as the vice president of Poetic City, three-time author, spoken word master. At this point, I want to say, as Mac Woods would tell me, fuck being humble. You have arrived. So I definitely have arrived. And it's honored to be here this morning with you, Goddess. You already know how we vibe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. You definitely are an inspiration to so many of us here in the community. So, there's one other thing that I really want you to add in your repertoire is let it be known you are pure activist.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Pure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes, you
ma'am.
are. Yes, you are. Don't, you ain't just all fluff, fluff, cute, cute, pretty, pretty.
Right.
Uh,
They, they need to know. Been on the front lines. Though. I
yeah.
mean, my first march that I had actually attended and protested at was actually Trayvon Martin. I remember having my daughter on my hip. Like she was very young at that time, and it was something that resonated in me. Like I have to be here because I don't want my kids to keep having to pick up this same torch and running with it that my mother and father and before them, and you're a pillar of this community, so you definitely can relate to
Yes.
how we have to keep picking up this same struggle to the
Mhm.
point where it's like, okay, when is this struggle no longer going to be in our bloodline? When do we break the generational curse at this time? So we
Right.
need more people that's going to be willing to get out there and say, hey, this is what we're not going to stand for. This is not what we're going to do. And I'm going to use my platform to make sure they know that we are going to be always present on the scene when it's one of us.
Exactly. And if many of you that are tuning in don't know, today's topic, vital discussion, and I knew you would handle it, is the worth of Black women. Now we understand everybody got their own perspective, okay? Yet there's always somebody who is the platform, who's the sounding board that kicks everybody in gear. Poetic
Right.
greatness is the one that does that. Okay.
I'm honored. I am honored. I'm honored.
Yes. So
Definitely.
when you think about the worth of Black women and sharing your own experiences, what comes to your mind?
What comes to my mind when I think about our worth? I think it's important to let people know your worth is not currency. Your
Mm,
worth is not something that you can trade for a good or different value. When I think about the Black woman and your worth, I feel like it's endless. You know, I always use the phrase Black women are made of gold. That's what Black woman shit is to me. And I have a poem based off of Black woman shit because I feel like everything we do is golden. The
can we
Black
hear
woman is
it?
the oh,
Can you
girl, no, goddess. I stay ready.
come on?
Let's go. My Black is purely untainted. You can be mad and I'm a child of the sun and my complexion complements the night sky. My woolly hair is my crown and I give no fucks when you stare me down. My head is up high. Hips classified as wide and you can see my smile from either side. And if you must stare, get my good side. I'm bottom heavy, this I know, but that does not mean that you can proceed to hijack things that were genetically given to me. So will we keep pretending that the Black woman is at the beginning, the end, and all things in between? That she is the reason for all the bomb ass trends that she might have came from he, but she is more just a dual in the protect of his heart. You are amongst the most beautiful creatures on earth. How dare you play us like we have no worth? We're as rich as the soil. We are one with Mother Earth. From our minds to our hips to our lips to the bottom of our feet, baby, we'll give you heaven on earth. But that's up to you to receive. Black woman shit. Yeah, yeah. So I think that sums it up perfectly how I feel of black women. I feel like we're the only race of women that are not allowed to be anything but strong and happy. Every morning you have to paint on your smile because no, black girl, you can't be angry. No, black girl, you can't be mad. How dare you be anything but strong? How dare you try to take your cape off and be anything else that day? And that resonates in my soul because we are so often left behind in everything that we do. It doesn't matter the education. It doesn't matter like how you prove yourself. It's always like, okay, you need to be second or third in command and never first. And we need to change that narrative. And it's going to start with us and coming together as Black women. Stop making everything a competition between you and your sister. If you see a goddess in you, why can't you see a goddess in your sister too? Like, we can talk about them hard conversations because that's what's going to pull us out of the hole that we're in. I feel like we definitely always put it on other people. But when we start looking at ourselves and say, hey, this is an internal thing, something that we have to fix. Your sister is not your rival. Your sister is your right-hand woman, and she's supposed to lift you up. And in return, you need to do the same for her.
Yeah, now y'all see why she got the topic. Girl, I am so excited. Poetic Greatness, aka Sharita Renee Wilson. Um, One thing I'm so pleased to know, and I'm not surprised, but I love knowing it, that you are there's a king and a queen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
There's a
ma'am.
god and a goddess. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
president, vice president, you holding it down. You are Poetic City
Yes,
vice.
ma'am.
I am so pleased to know that you know you are the vice, and that you and Tavi got each other's backs and fronts
Yes,
and
ma'am.
sides like
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Um, so when was it that you first began discovering or looking at this whole reality of your own worth, that started moving you in the direction that you're constantly moving in right now?
I think for me, it started at a young age because I was always quiet. I was always the shy one. People don't realize that on stage is when I really become myself and my higher self. That's where my confidence actually lies, is when I on stage, either if I'm projecting my voice or if I have a mic in my hand. That's when you really get to see the essence that is Sharita Renee. In pictures, I'm always was the one, the little girl that be behind my mama's leg or be behind my daddy's leg. I didn't want to be in a picture. I know what it's like to have a crooked smile. Like, people see the outside shell and they think that you've always been this big voice. You've always been this light and this glow in it. It wasn't for that for me. I didn't really start coming into myself even as a woman or a person until later on in life with having my first child. I feel like that's what really sparked that I have to have a voice for the voiceless, because I have to be able to defend her in different circles. I have to open my mouth and defend myself in different circles. And that's what really woke me up. And poetically, I always give credit to dope poetry. Shout out to Jay Wiggins,
Yeah,
Anthony
yeah,
Proverb,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Mark Flemings,
Yes,
the late great Ray Brown, because they
yes,
gave me my
yes.
first platform. I remember being actually told so many times to come to dope poetry by somebody that didn't even know that I even spit or even wrote or anything, but he wrote and he spit. So he was always like, you need to come see me. You need to come see me. I get on the mic. And I went one night with my friend Monique Braggs, is actually a part of Poetic City
Yes,
too.
yes.
And I actually told her she needed to spit. I wasn't even thinking about ever even having the confidence and getting up there and doing it myself. So I was like, okay, you spit this Wednesday, I'll run it back. I'll spit next Wednesday.
All right.
And that's what sparked the flame for it, because Proverb would actually come up to me and say, I know you got something to say. And I used to just look at him. I don't have nothing to say. I don't have nothing to say. I'm just coming, enjoy the venue. I got invited out. He's like, no, you got something to say. And then it got to the point where me and Jay Wiggins started connecting, and he would say this same thing, like, I know it's something about you. You got something to spit. So after that first time, it really ignited something in me, like, hey, people really fuck with you. Like, you might not think yet, but people really fuck with you. But what elevated for me, and I always got to give him credit, even though he wants no credit at all for anything that I've ever done. I have to give credit to Tavy, Bleak Blakely,
Yeah, yeah,
CEO of Poetic City,
yeah, yes.
because he literally handpicked me out of people and brought me into the fold before Poetic City was even going to be a thing, and it just originated in his mind. Something he saw in me. Yeah, beyond a smile. Y'all make sure y'all cop that for sure. But
Yes,
he
yes.
seen something in me that I didn't see in myself in the time. He was the first person to challenge me to memorize a poem. Black Woman Shit was actually the first poem I ever memorized, and it was for a cipher that he put together for women's empowerment. So after that, I never want to read off my phone again. I never want to read off my book. It's just like his challenging me made me challenge myself. And I'm going to be forever grateful that he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Because once that switch flipped, it's been up ever since then. Like I haven't been down. First paid gigs. I'm able to go around, the United States now and do different things with Poetic City and individually getting booked on my own. So yeah, I'm gonna always pay homage to those guys, and especially Tavy, because he definitely did something dynamic with Poetic City and allowed me to be a part of the vision. Most people can't let you have a baby, but he allowed me to be a part of his vision, and so many others. We like 30 strong now, and we're gonna keep elevating because that's what we do.
That is
Yes,
awesome.
ma'am.
And I want to remind my guest that if you decide to be on video camera, you might want to pay attention to all of the different things that you're doing, because this subsequently, as an end result, it'll be edited, and it's going up on my platforms on YouTube. If you
Right.
if you haven't subscribed to the Debra Show on YouTube, just know, girl, if you got us looking up at your ceiling, if you should happen to be doing laundry and you folding underwear and shake them out, and uh, it's recorded.
All that.
All of that. All eh, we gonna see, because women, we multitask. Everybody knows that. That is also part of our worth. So make sure if you shake out them underwear, girl, make sure it's some thongy thong, some cute, some
make,
else.
make sure that it's them cute ones
Just
now.
make sure it's some cute, and then hold up the bra to show that you got a bra that matches.
Only.
You see what I'm
She
saying?
do this. She
Your
do this.
gaze and yeah, girl, put it all. We'll have it all on that, just to let y'all know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so, when you realized, were you really nervous memorizing that first poem? And the reason why I'm asking, because that is also part of your worth. What
Right.
you were considering, it's an emotional thing for poets,
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
audience, when we have to remember or memorize our poems, because there's an experience that goes with that. And
Definitely.
as Erica Badu, because we real passionate about our shit.
You hear me? Very sensitive about our shit.
Hey, so what were you thinking as a part? I mean, first you had to come forward. I mean, and thank God and Goddess that Jay Wiggs pulled it out of you. Proverb, who I tell people all the time, is the one responsible for naming me Oracle. Lord,
Oh,
uh,
he is anointed. He is anointed.
yes. So you was like, like trying to hide this little light of mine. You kept it all under a bushel, trying to be low profile and shit.
Right.
And the fellas looked at you and said,
Come on.
It's in there.
Stop acting. It's there.
Yeah, it's there.
It's
So
definitely there.
what did you have to take yourself through to get through the first memorization of what did it mean to you as a Black woman and your worth?
As a Black woman in my worth, it meant everything to me. It was kind of like that Willy Wonka experience, finding the golden ticket and you the last one, but you found it. And people don't know you never had the money for it. it was all cause and effect, and it was all divine timing for you to find that ticket. I'm always still nervous. So with memorizing the first poem, I was still nervous because in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, I can't mess this up. Like this is my first video. He said it's gonna be recorded. I mean, I gotta make sure I really come with it. And then it's getting out of your own head. Like I had the poem freestyle. I freestyled the poem first, and then I recorded it myself and went back and wrote it in paper form so that I could have that repetition in my head. But even with spitting it, I'm thinking in my head, how will people perceive this? Will people feel like I feel in the moment where I'm writing and know that I'm just trying to liberate my Black woman, my people? Or are they gonna look at it as, oh, she must not like any other race? Because for us to care about us is like almost a sin out here sometimes.
Tell it.
You get crucified on the cross because you love Black people. You love the Black woman. You love the Black man. If you put the Black woman or Black man on the pedestal, who they come for your head.
Coming for you.
You hear me? So that was all in my mind. But so getting out of my own head and not reciting the poem to anybody else, just waiting for that day and waiting for that moment. And I tell people all the time that first cipher on that hilltop with those ladies, it was spiritual. It was definitely spiritual. If you were not your higher self before you got there, you left as your higher self, because it was just all love, us coming together, us cheering each other on. Like if you hear some of the background footage from that first raw video, you can hear a lot of the yeah-yeahs and the barking and the clapping, and that's how we should always be. Like if I could bottle up that moment and that feeling, sis, I could sell that shit for at least $1,000 off top. We would make some money out here. That's the real love potion right there, when Black women come together and it's genuine and it's real love. Yeah, I'm still nervous to this day.
Really? To
this day.
When we're thinking about the worth of Black women and the jewels and the nuggets that each of us have to tell our own tales and our own stories, and I'm glad that you are a publisher. You're writing them down. You're getting it out there, because there is someone else who's another Sharita who has something to say, but always sitting back going, nah, I'm just here to, I just want to.
Right. I'm not going to say it.
I ain't going to say it.
I'm
not going. So I'm sticking still with that moment where you're memorizing your first poem, because that is very monumental.
Most definitely.
Because you had to go deep. What were some of your thoughts even before you're looking at what you've written, what has come forth? We talking about 4 generations, your ancestors. Now we got to deal with the matrilineal ancestors within your 4 generations. Do you feel that it was all of the women coming forth in that moment that had you like, oh my goodness, I got to memorize this and I got to depict the emotion? You see, it's because there's a responsibility that goes into that moment. What were you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm holding Black women in my hands right now.
Yeah.
I am the representation of Black women all around the world right now. My voice has to be heard right now. I don't even want to go practice. I want that feeling that I feel right now to resonate in my voice. I want my voice to crack. I want my sister to know when I wrote this, I was emotional. I want my sister to know when I wrote this, I was thinking about the plight of the Black woman. I was thinking about our deliverance. I was thinking about our healing. I was thinking about our growth. My ancestors definitely were around, and they were holding hands with other ancestors for sure. I mean, just being and I don't even know if Tavy know this, but just the symbolism alone of us being in a circle, coming forth to the middle to spit that poem and coming back and getting back into the circle and aligning again. Even the affirmations that we said out loud before we started the poem, I don't know if him as a Black man knew how symbolic that was.
He sure did.
Because that was all his idea.
Yeah,
that was all his idea.
Yeah.
So you see how special the Black man is anyway. He's one of the most highest favorite sons anyway. If he does
Yes,
not know it by now,
yes.
he's
See,
definitely one.
Black men, we want y'all to know y'all are one of our oldest creations.
Most definitely. Come
Definitely
forward.
one of our oldest creations. So as Black men, y'all gotta know that y'all are worth a whole lot because you came from the body of the beginning of beginnings. You know, like they say, we built this city.
Right. Come on, goddess.
You
Come
know,
on, goddess.
so I'm sure you're surrounded by a lot of conscious artists. Um, and I'm sure that in Poetic City and everywhere you go, but especially in Poetic City, how do you use the worth of Black women to relate to the other women that are a part of? Because usually, sis, tell the truth, usually Black women, when you get us together, we just can't seem to get along.
Man, it
The
it
hell is that?
always it,
Meow, meow.
it always gotta be one, two, or a few.
Yeah.
But I think leading by example, I mean, because we all have fallouts and we're going to all have situations, especially when you're dealing with a huge group of people at once, because everybody's personality is different. I had to train myself, even with being a vice president, um, that everybody doesn't have your heart. Everybody does not have your mind. Everybody does not have the same degree of loyalty that you have. That don't make them a lesser person, but you gotta take them under your wing and show them your way. This is how you love me. Okay, now show me how to love you. Because even under an umbrella of an organization, this is a tribe. If one of us fall, we all fall. But what I can't let you do is Poetic City is the body. And if I have to cut a toe off or a limb to save the body, I'm gonna always save the body because I see something bigger with Poetic City, and it's bigger than me. It's bigger than it's bigger than Tavy. It's bigger than the members. It's bigger than all of us. So collectively, we all have to have that same type of mindset. This is already a team that's built. Like we've been doing this since 2018, and
Yeah.
Tavy and manifested this way before 2018. So to be one of those people to say, I was there.
Yeah.
I seen this team get built from the ground up.
Yeah.
And now you're welcoming in newcomers and new artists and new spirits in, and you're just thinking like, y'all really came to a winning team. Like the team is already built. All you got to do is show up, show out, work on your craft, and sometimes shut the fuck up. That's
Thank
all
you.
you have to do.
Sometime.
Because
And
we got that bad right there, not wanting anybody to tell us any new way or any logic to do anything. So I'm just so grateful and blessed for people in Poetic City because I haven't ran into that. People
right.
come in really hungry and embracing you as an artist. I mean, some people even tell you, you know, they look up to you or you're an inspiration to them, or Tavy has changed their life in such a way because you don't know what they were going through mentally or physically when that olive branch was extended to them, or when they came and didn't know if they were going to be able to get into this fold or whatnot. And I just want people to keep that same fire in you.
Yeah.
That fire when you stepped on the scene for the first time and you knew that your platform was bigger than you. You got to carry that with you. As women, we got to stop being so vindictive. We got to
Take
stop
that.
being so
Woo!
catty with each other. It should not always be a duel when we get together. Like you should be able to protect my side and my back, and I should be able to do the same for you. And I know we're not all on the same levels as far as being able to break through that barrier. I tell people all the time, I know how barriers feel. I have trauma and it has a face that looks like mine, just in male form. So we get into that emotion and that realm of being hurt so many times by other Black people that it does harden you. It does make it hard for you to trust. But when will you say, I don't want to live my life this way? I don't want to block my blessings. I want to move on to greater things because know it or not, it's going to get greater later. And later comes a lot quicker than people think when you heal.
Girl, if your wisdom, you look here, I'm gonna share a dream with you. This morning, uh, and my mother was in the dream, and she, has since transitioned. Um, and there were two levels in this house, and it was just all women in the house. And I know what a house represents in the dream, which is your consciousness and blah blah blah. And then so we went to the upper room.
Let's go.
Yeah. And my mom was showing one of the other ladies or one of the other sisters the balcony that you could get to from her room. And
Uh-huh.
girl, and it's like as soon as we went into her room, the upper room where she was, oh, mama, spiders, spiders just started coming from everywhere, everywhere. Big spiders, little spiders. They were spiders are still
Heavy.
on my totem.
Mhm.
Anyway, it kind of shocked me. And I immediately thought, okay, but some of them I knew were very harmful. And
Mhm.
I told my mom, I said, well, I know how to nip this in the bud. I got to go downstairs. We talking about to the basement.
Mhm.
And when I talked about going downstairs to the basement, the only thing you could see was a bright fire,
Mhm.
you know. So I kind of took that to mean for our discussion today that, girl, if we got to go to hell, we have to be willing to go that deep.
Mhm. Go to the trenches.
Go, we got to go there. You know, the same pathway that took us down into them trenches, there'll be a pathway to come. So when we talking about that woman's worth, that woman's
Yeah,
wisdom,
yeah.
we've
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
draw on our ancestors' wisdom, that the matriarchs, you know,
Mhm.
we use the term queen a lot.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I prefer using matriarchs and goddesses, but you know, I'll
Mhm.
answer anything with some respect. And I
Right. If you putting some respect on the crown, it's going down. We
it's going
good.
down. And I do keep my royal bitch, my biatch. She with me. She with me. So here you are. I mean, how did you even feel about the topic? Because you're so willing. You said, I'll discuss anything you want to talk about, God.
Right.
And I said, okay, I'm gonna center this topic because for a minute I was having difficulty getting, you know, I've had changing frequency on the show.
I love her.
Mwah.
Oh my God, I love her.
Had Mama Timberlake
Oh wow.
on the show. Mwah. I've had
That's big love.
a sister, Osa Payade. I'm not gonna say her Nuwapian name. It's a long name, but she's a hip hop artist. I've had.
Okay.
I have been having some difficulty getting my matriarchs and my queens, getting y'all to, you know, the men. I can say, I want you to be on the show. Okay.
When?
When?
Where?
Where? How we gonna do it? But my mouthpieces, you know, I look at you, Sharita, and you're my mouthpiece. I'm an elder. I don't take to the stage that much anymore because y'all got this, you know. You know, I'm here when you need me. So here you are out in the community carrying the black women, you know, black girl magic before there was such a thing that was uttered as the black girl magic. Because
Yeah, yeah.
what we do, it ain't magic.
Mm-mm.
Take that impossible, make it possible. So when you think about a woman's the worth of black women in parallel to that that saying, black girl magic, where you position that?
I position that as there are no spells to me. There are no spells to me. It's not pills, it's not potions, it's not me doing a chant. It's already in me. That's what they don't understand. My power didn't kick in last year. My power was born with me. Me sitting here is my superpower. Me being able to utter these words from my mouth and be profound about it and be confident in everything that I say, that's my superpower.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't tap in yesterday. We just didn't tap in last week. We just didn't tap in 500 years ago. We've been tapped in from the beginning of time.
Thank you.
No spell has been cast on us to do what we do. We were designed to do this.
Thank you.
If we're in a burning building, guess what? We're going to pull you out the burning building. We're going to jump out the window with you on our back if we have to save you,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what's in us.
Mm-hmm.
So when does our story change?
Yeah.
I say, Queen, when does our story change?
Yeah.
Because our story always has to have hurt and trauma I don't want that to be the story of every Black woman. Like you have to keep going through hell before you catch heaven. Why do I have to dance with the devil before I can dance with something divine? And that's all about changing not only the way that we see things, but how people see us, how our Black men see us, leading by example in your own relationships. So he knows that there are Black women out there that's going to love him to the end of time, and he does not have to go out and do these things that he's doing.
Yes. Yes.
I don't have exes. I have examples of what I will never tolerate and do again.
You better say that one.
I don't have them. Sharita, who's your ex? I don't have exes. I have some examples of what I won't tolerate again, what I won't put myself through again, because I know I have a complex. I have a God complex because I see God in Black men when they don't see him in themselves. So I want to bring you to your higher self. But within that, when you don't embrace your own self, you don't embrace your own power, guess what you do? You're going to pull that woman down from her higher self. And now y'all both broken. I've had to heal somebody and then heal from them. That's powerful. And to be able to recover from something like that and be able to put it in poetry, put it in book form, and have people pick up my book. And I have my latest book here because I kind of want to just touch on it. And it's I Woke Up on the Wrong Side of Love. Yes. And I've had so many questions about this book after people have read it, because I tell people, well, my first section is a love section, and I guess you would call my second section hate. But in between, it's all healing. I went through the trenches with a last relationship where being cheated on, having to kind of be told that you don't see what you see. Even though you have your own eyes. When you love somebody the way that you love them, you have blinders on. So the red flags that other people see, you just don't see. Because you want to believe that this person can be the person that you've already mirrored them to be. In your head, he already divine. In your head, he's already the best thing since sliced bread.
Come on.
He all that already to you. Ain't proved itself, not a bit. But that's what I say when people are like, well, Black women are always angry. They just so, they always on you. If I had to put my foot on your neck in order for you to realize you are the king of this earth and you are the true God, I might have to put this little foot on your neck.
Thank you.
The little size 6 don't have to probably be on your neck.
Hello?
Because I'm trying to wake you up, because when I wake up from my slumber, I need you to wake up too. I can't be over here awoke and you still want to sleep. You drooling at the mouth. We can't. How can we walk hand in hand into better things if I leave you behind? I can't leave you behind. That's what I cannot do. Exactly. So with my own healing, I put transparency in my book, and that's some of the hardest stuff, God, is to do. Ooh, yeah. Is to be vulnerable, because we thought we can't be vulnerable. Now we can't be vulnerable, because vulnerability for a Black woman looks like anger. So you can't be vulnerable.
Or weakness.
Don't be transparent. Because now you're going to be judged by everything that you wrote in those words. They're not seeing the healed you. They're going to only see the broken you. But I want you to see my brokenness so that you can know that my heart might have been broken. It's been scarred up. I've been stabbed, and somebody tried to watch me bleed out. But good God, I got grabbed the stitches myself and sewed myself up. People around me that really genuinely loved me and cared about me helped stitch me up. Yeah. The world helped stitch me up because I didn't have time to just dwell in hurt. I didn't want to be in that realm. When you don't want to be in something, you bring yourself out a lot quicker.
You better, Sharita.
They don't hear me. I'm talking to somebody.
Wait a minute.
Girl, you talking to me. I hear you. Clearly.
What we do
I hear you.
I hear everything.
Yes, we do.
Like we talking to somebody.
We do at Dope Poetry, and everywhere we say rewind.
Cause I promise you, you will never fail yourself when you change your way of thinking. Your words are powerful. Your manifestation starts in your mind when you think that first thought before you even utter it from your lips. So if you want to be healed, it's going to resonate in your mind first before you speak those words of affirmation. And if you really want to get out of something, you're going to come out of it. I guarantee you that. My platform is a lot based on mental health, because I've been in the mental health field for so long, dealing with adolescent children and adults. And a lot of things we encounter with mental health is just brokenness.
Yes.
Have you ever entertained an angel and did not know you were entertaining an angel because their wings were broken?
Yes.
You couldn't see their wings just because their wings were broken. Or maybe they didn't want to reveal that they were an angel anymore because every time they revealed their goodness, somebody was right there to clip them again.
Yep.
And those are the people that we entertain all the time, and we bypass them, and we just, oh, they just acting crazy. They just crazy. No, it's always something that's underlined from that. And we have to get to where that hurt resonates in order to bring each other out.
Thank you.
And that's what poetry is to me.
See,
that's what it is.
And that's that. And that is why we call her poetic greatness. And, you know, so what would you say to Black women to help us to keep associating our worth with a failed relationship? You know, because most time when we talk about, oh, my partner cheated on me, was it something I did?
Oh, yes. Goddess.
What's your advice on to immediately stop Black women from associating their worth with a failed or failing relationship?
Yes, ma'am. I always propose the question, did you cheat or were you cheated on? Did you cheat or were you cheated on? And if your answer is I was cheated on, okay, you look at it as these were the cards that I was dealt. I didn't have a way to throw that hand back in and say, deal me another. So you didn't have any control over that man cheating. You could have been the best woman in the world. You catered to him. You loved him. You gave him everything. Yeah. You gave him all that. And he still went out and did what he did. And sometimes they'll hit you with I did it out of convenience. I was just fucking old girl because it was convenient. She was somebody that's there. Not knowing how that rips at your very fiber and being because you've questioned yourself so long. What did I do or what didn't I do? Was I not enough? Baby, you always been enough. You woke up as a Black woman today. You always been enough. You better tap into your power. You did nothing to nobody. Were you cheating or were you cheated on? You were cheated on. You have to relinquish that. You didn't wake up that morning and say, yeah, baby, go cheat on me. I don't never let my man go out in this world hungry or horny. And he'll still go and cheat if he want to go cheat.
I'm getting closer to this screen call, sir.
Still,
don't let your man leave the house hungry or horny.
That you hear me? Because if he's a good one, you ain't gotta worry about nothing else. But our thing is we have this tendency of falling in love with potential. That potential will get our ass every time. We don't fall in love with who you showing us right now. Johnny done showed us he Johnny, but we want Johnny to be Alexander.
Yeah,
that's what we see him as.
Yeah, we ain't looking at the po and then the a pot. Yeah, they say, you know, and if you ain't got your own pot to piss in, you just pissed out of luck. Okay,
you hear me? Ain't got a pot to piss in or no a window to throw it out of. And we acting like his drawers is lined with gold and we need to kiss him and we need to elevate him. No, submission isn't for everybody. You don't submit to every man. You submit to the man.
Thank you.
The man that's for you, submission is going to come easily. I tell my Black men all the time, I ain't never felt like this because you're so easy to love. And I don't know if it's because we've always been friends and I never seen him as anything but a friend. And then his elevation came and ooh, baby. Look what we got here.
Hey,
boy, I ain't never seen you like this.
Hey.
I ain't never seen you this light.
You know, I had a friend on the show, not a friend, my divine nephew, Mind Ascension, and we did a piece on a segment on predictability is what makes a man dependable. If you all get a chance, you know, check out the Debra Show on the YouTube channel and go to that particular show and look at I think it's either 5 parts or 6 parts, because when men drop jewels on themselves, We better
Come on,
better get a basket, shopping.
pick it up, pick it up.
Pick
Cause I'm telling
that
you right
up.
now, that Courtney McLean, Mr. Mac Woods himself,
The
that
black,
man
the
dropped some.
black Shakespeare, black ink,
You
baby.
heard me? The Big Mac with the double cheese and fries and a cold drink. He comes with some gems where I gotta repost like, ooh, there we go, blacker than Shakespeare's ink, and that's more than a poetry book. It's more than literature. It's life changing. Black paint and read 3 times. I read it. I be embodying the characters over here.
See,
I'm begging Proverb to keep going.
see, and you mentioned earlier about us as women, we don't give each other props. Another young lady,
I
Jake
love
Stankin,
her.
Jolisha.
Yes. Benny publication. You know, I got to give credit where credit is due because
Yes.
I don't know if people know, all 3 of my books have been published by Benny publication.
See,
I stand by my mojo Jojo. I love me some Jolisa.
yes.
Thank the
And
God.
and
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be coming for all 3 of them books.
I got you. I got you.
Held up.
I'm gonna sign these 3 up just for you.
Okay, and
We
you
ready.
tell me what I'm off today and tomorrow. Just let me know where I can come get mine.
Yes, ma'am. I
And
got you.
I'll come get them immediately once we get off of here, and you let me know when and where and my how much money I need to come
I
join.
got you. I
I'm
got
gonna
you.
come running. And we, as Black women, we need to be. When I exchange my money or whatever for something else that a sister
Mhm.
is producing, I am so, girl, look here.
You sowing the seed.
I feel blessed. I feel royal. I feel it's like, girl, what else? I how much more money? What else I want? I try
Right.
to get
What else you got? What else you got?
you
I
got.
take so much pride in
Yes.
just getting my business off the ground. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. A mother of 3. I have one set of twins, so I've always had to work jobs. People don't understand jobs. That
Yeah.
I've always worked 2 jobs and been in college at the same time. I've always had to multitask and still never put being a mother on hold or make it take a back seat.
Thank you.
So I tell everybody when I started my first book, The Mixed Evolution of the Pen and Pad, I worked extra hours just to be able to pay to publish that book because I wanted it a certain way. I wanted to look a certain way. I didn't want to go a lesser route with the book because I wanted to put that type of feeling into it when you picked up the book. So when I see people reading the book or they pick up the book, I kind of like resonate in my head. Like, I wonder if they knew I had to pick up so many extra shifts just to get this book out.
No.
And it made it easier to
yeah,
get
and
the next 2
that's
out.
that backdrop to the worth of Black women. We as Black women, when we are trying to relate to each other, we don't think about the backdrop of that sister. You know, now look now when you being a bitch, I'm just hey,
Look, I don't want to resonate with you or relate when you being a whole bitch out here.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Definitely support if you want to be a hoe, a prost as a Black woman, you be whatever you want to be. Just be the best at it.
You hear me? Because if that's your route and that's your path, how dare I tell you what you shouldn't do? But guess what? I'm gonna ask you, can I be your manager?
Thank you.
Because I might have some tools in the shed that you might not have that's gonna elevate you to that higher power. You want a job at the Pink? I need to be your manager.
Yeah.
Let's get the choreography going. Let's see how we gonna make this work for you. Because you always gotta have an end goal.
Yes.
It's all about the end game. What we gonna do when we get to the finish line? Because you don't want to work your whole life. I don't want to punch a clock my whole life. I've been manifesting for 2 years now. Last year I said I'm gonna have one job. That one job is gonna suffice because my business, my poetry, my voice is gonna pay all my bills. I was able to quit one of my jobs, and I ain't looked back to his sense because I know that's what the Lord wants for me. All this traveling, I manifested this in January that as Poetic City and an individual, we about to start getting booked. We're gonna get so booked that we're gonna be looking at our calendars like, man, when am I gonna have a break? Yeah. Lord, when I'm gonna sit down a little bit, and then it's just coming and coming and coming, and I definitely shouts out to Tavy because that man works.
Yeah.
He works in his sleep. He makes sure that he's taking care of a whole tribe and not just himself. Very selfless person. It's like you don't meet people like that around every corner.
Right.
So I'll get on somebody real quick about that one. That's one of them ones that you cannot mess with right there.
And you know, as Black women, when you talk about all the jobs, the two jobs or jobs, on top of your
Jobs.
job,
Whew, man.
you know, motherhood and ain't taking a break from it because you got aspirations and ambitions. You know, people be
Mhm.
like, you know, I put motherhood on hold. Okay.
Okay.
But when you're already a mother, it ain't no putting
No, it ain't no
that
pause
hood.
button
And you can't put that hood on hold
at all.
at all.
At all.
So I commend you on that because we can't build girl, how did we build civilizations if we was uh putting things on hold? We used to
Right.
doing more than just multitasking. Now they want to try to tell us just focus on one thing at a time. Whenever has a Black woman been able to ever focus on one thing
One
at one time?
since birth. And you didn't open your eyes. You wouldn't have to be able to open your eyes, hold your head up, and breathe. You ain't never been, as a Black woman, you have never been able to do one thing at a time. We always have to juggle. We always have to work different hats. We don't have a pause button. We don't have a fast forward or rewind. All we know is go because we've been conditioned that way as the beginning of time. I tell somebody, you give a Black woman a house, she gonna make you a home.
Yes.
You give her the smallest little ingredient, she gonna be able to make you a 5-course meal because it's in us. I tell you, Black men, nobody understands your essence like a Black woman does. We are tied together,
Yes. Yes.
and it's a power that can't even be explained when you come into the presence of a Black man. That's his higher self, because he's speaking to the God in you and you speaking to the God in him, and y'all damn near speaking in tongues at this point because you ain't got to say a word and he know what you thinking, and vice versa.
Right.
You can give him the head nod and that brother gonna be like, I know what the fuck she on.
And unfortunately, we do have some of our sisters who don't know how to be homemakers.
Mm-hmm.
Who, if you put them in a house, the house just still gonna be a house.
House is gonna fall apart at the seams.
You know, and you know, it's just they missed that. There was something, there was a great disconnect in that matrilineal lineage because we as women, whether look, I used to tell people, I don't care if I ever be homeless. If I'm living under a bridge, it's gonna
Right.
be the sharpest bridge. People, girl, look at here.
It's gonna be decked out.
It's gonna be decked out. I'm gonna go cut down some branches, some weeds, give me some pots, and they're gonna put them in planter pots. I'm gonna give me some
Yes.
crayons and draw pictures under the bridge. Girl, I might even figure out how to make a makeshift dough.
You hear me?
You know,
That's what we do. That's what we do. You give us the smallest amount of anything. You can give us nothing and we can make something out of it.
thank you.
But you have to know your power. You have to know your worth. You have to know that it starts with me first. I can all day long blame this person, that person, but accountability is a motherfucker. Having accountability shows your true strength. It takes a strong person to have accountability, to look at themselves and say, that was me. Now let me get my shit together so I can become my higher self, so I can get where I need to go. Because I know I can get there. I know it's not nobody else's fault if I don't get to the finish line. I don't want you to have to drag me across it. I want to be able to walk on my own 2 feet to that finish line, knowing that I was able to do it. And you can do it. You've been born to do it. Your whole life has been already written out. All you have to do is get up. I remember times where you feel so broken that you don't want to get up.
Woo.
And you just gotta, I used to tell myself in the bed sometimes when I didn't want to get up and go to this job. I just got off overnight. I don't want to go to this other job, or I don't want to get on and do homework, or I don't want to practice my craft today. And I would have to tell myself, Sharita, if you just wake up, that's all you got to do. If you just wake up, you can change your whole life today. And that's powerful, because as a 34-year-old now, I still tell myself that this in the morning. Sharita, if you woke up, you had the power to change your life today. All you gotta do is wake up. That's the hardest part.
Yes.
The Lord woke you up. You supposed to be here.
Yes.
You got another day to change it.
Yes.
I don't have no bad days.
Yes.
Some people hate when I say that, because they say everybody has a bad day. I don't have bad days.
I don't either.
I have bad moments.
I don't have a bad day.
I have bad moments, and a moment lasts that quick. I can change it that quick, because my own attitude is gonna set the tone for the day. I can't dwell on stuff that I can't change. I can't change it. I can't rearrange it. Why should I dwell on it? No, you will not be my bad day. In 24 hours, I can never say that my whole 24 hours was bad. No matter what the trauma was, no matter what fell up on me, it was a moment. And I'm going to treat everything like it's a moment, because I can reset from a moment faster than I can do an hour.
You better tell it. You better tell it. So when we're talking about the worth of Black women, period, ladies,
point blank,
you've heard poetic greatness, Sharita Renee Wilson. Y'all better get these jewels. Girl, you are the first early. You know what, Sharita? I didn't care. And I've got to give a shout out to Huda. I was getting ready to shut down and just take a break, which I'm still gonna do, from social media. But I couldn't do it because she had already said I want to be on the show, and I couldn't locate her. This is what we call that divine intervention and everything.
Yes.
So when I finally caught up with her and got her set, I said, you know what? I can't go out until I get a hold. There's my beautiful Sanantet all the way in Arizona. I said, well, let me reach out to Sharita. I can't take a break from social media until I get that hammer. That's that other nickname I have for you. When you send them little clips of you doing your thing on stage or wherever, I go, that is that hammer. What? Hitting it all
I'm honored.
head. So I couldn't go without getting you on the show. Tomorrow, I will have our beautiful Lakeitha Dukes.
Yes,
Mama Dukes, back to your roots, will be with us tomorrow to discuss the roots of love.
yeah.
And then we'll have the wonderful precious goddess Tehuda on Friday.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely tuning in.
You know what? You goddesses have blessed me, honored me so greatly to give me back to back to back love. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Y'all came through strong this, and girl, you know, I didn't care if I'd have had to get up at 6 o'clock this morning. And you said we're gonna do it at 7. Girl, whatever you said, Sharita, was gonna happen.
Look, I would bet coming straight from work, wiping them eyes. Let me get together. I'm ready.
So
Because
now
we want to give you your flowers while you are still here to smell them. I tell people all the time, when I encountered you, I felt like I encountered somebody that I had met before. Yes. We were in different bodies, but our energy had transferred. Yes. So when I talk about you, I'm always like, the Oracle? Yeah, I met her before. Yes. You ain't even that old. What you mean you met her before? I met her before. It was in a different lifetime. Yeah. I can't pinpoint it, but that's how our energies have always been. From the day that you even touched me and hugged me, I've always felt your energy. Yes. I've always felt your energy. Yes. And it's always been genuine.
To just suck you up. I was trying to just I was trying to put you inside of me.
Girl, I didn't want to let go. I said, let us stop for somebody think we being weird. But that's how we should feel anytime we in the presence of another Black woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the Black woman's worth.
Yes. Right there.
Right there. That hug, that
hug.
love, knowing somebody did not have to know you from a can of paint or your walk of life, but they love you anyway. Girl. They embrace you. Girl. They want to see you win. They want to see you strive and be better. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell people, I don't always do it right. You know, I'm all about Black love, women's empowerment, but that don't mean I ain't never had to put my hands on somebody. I'm all about defending myself and defending my throne.
You better.
And sometimes you're gonna have to do what you gotta do, because real hands don't talk.
Thank you.
But I always tell people, I always vow to never be a Black woman's trauma.
Yeah.
or a black man's drama.
Mm.
I don't want any parts of that. I don't want any parts of that. But don't bring it out of me because I'm from Spencer, Oklahoma. You hear me? 73084 all the way.
They don't know none. See, people, a lot of people from outside the state of Oklahoma, we get criticized a lot from,
Mhm.
big cities.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, because we below the Dixie line and
You hear me?
all of that. But let me tell you, we is sure enough black
Mm-hmm.
down here. And
Okay,
whatever
okay,
way
okay.
you coming, that's the way we slay it.
You hear me?
Okay,
We
country,
stepping
we country, but don't get it twisted.
at all. I embrace it. I embrace
Thank
it.
you.
I love being from the sticks. I love being from the country.
Yes.
I love growing up in a community that's more like a co-op where my mom's house and dad's house was here, my aunt's next door, my grandparents right here on the corner. You go over the other side, my dad's people. Like I love growing up like that. Like if you want to know who Sharita Renee is, all you gotta do is go to Spencer Jones Road right off of Azu.
Thank you.
That's all you need to know about me. I'm a rep Spencer to I can't no more.
You know what I'm saying? And we know how it's like love for us because we really know what it's like to rough it.
most definitely.
We know what it's like really going out back where the chickens
And having to get in the coop and get the eggs. You hear me?
and we know what it's like listening to the Master P crowing, hopping
Yeah.
on that fence. Arr, arr, arr.
Yeah, what they know about hauling water from down the street to your house because them pipes in the well house that froze up. Like I might be 34, but I when I say I'm from the country, yeah, we got a pump house. That's where we getting water from. Like we just now started modernizing out there because like I tell people I live right off the county line, so Spencer Jones Road is where we connected, but we could never go to Jones.
Yeah.
We would have to have a special transfer, even though it was right there. So I went to Spencer Elementary, Rogers, Star Spencer. Like, yeah. Don't let the zip code fool you. Spencer is embedded in me.
Thank you. So when we're dealing with that woman's worth,
yeah,
that embrace. When I hugged you, when I hug Black women that are willing to receive my hug, I'm trying to hug every hurtful thing.
You better talk, goddess.
Yes. I'm not trying to hug your sweetness.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get in there while I got you in my arms, and I'm trying to get to your every single pain, your every single hurt, your disgrace, this is how we get people set us up to blackmail us because they you done something in your life that you don't want everybody to know because now everybody thinks
there you go.
That. So, and if you don't do this, do that, then I'm gonna bring the stank out on you. And I'm like, well, just shit all over me.
You hear me?
Huh?
And then get off the pot.
And then get off of it.
That's all you
as
can,
soon
you
as
can
you
do.
tell it, then what?
You can't tell something I already told.